This is an interesting choice. Goku Black versus Reverse Flash, or no, it's Reverse Flash. I always thought he had a different name. Well, he does have another name as well, but Reverse Flash. Who came up with this idea? Goku Black versus Reverse Flash. I don't know. It's interesting. I love them both, but I'm I'm more of a Goku Black fan. So for those who don't know, Vegeta's my favorite character of all the, all of Dragon Ball. Goku Black is my second. And, I'm a huge fan. I love that arc with Goku Black. I would love to see him come back, but I don't see how they would do that personally. I think that arc, when it was finished, so was he. But he was still my second favorite character in the whole universe. Yes, it's kind of weird. I had a friend that was like, "Your second favorite?" I was like, "Yeah." I really liked him. Vegeta first, then Goku Black. But so I'm gonna choose him. I can see how Flash or Reverse Flash might win with his Speed Force and all that, but it's the transmission is fast too and other things, but it's a transmission, ain't reversing time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm going for Goku Black, but it's a possibility Reverse Flash can still win. So let's go and see this. Let me know what you think in the comments.
And the Reverse Flash, DC's psychopathic speedster fanboy.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
But I'd say the sincerest form of flattery is not trying to kill your superhero husbando. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. What consumes the thoughts of a god? What do immortals dream of with all the time in the world? In Zamasu's case, his one goal was divine justice.
Yeah, this guy's got major Final Fantasy big bad energy all over him.
As the assistant to Universe 10's Supreme Kai, Zamasu prized, above all else, cosmic order and natural beauty.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you know I can burp and fart at the same time? Here, let me try.
Unsurprisingly, Zamasu despised the inherently chaotic nature of mortals, being seemingly unwilling to lift themselves out of their own cycle of violence and stupidity, like some people I know.
Yeah, I know those people too. His heart was clouded. Until the day he met Son Goku.
With God Ki, Goku could match blows with the god of destruction, Beerus. Their clash nearly destroyed the entirety of Universe 7, a cosmological structure at least 9 times larger than our own universe. At most, it could even be as large as 13 times greater than ours. Side note,
oh yeah, I got a question. Since we're looking at Beerus, do y'all think that Beerus is still stronger than Goku and Vegeta even after the Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego? I don't know. I think at that time they surpassed him. But, maybe I gotta look more into it. But I believe Beerus is that dude. But I think once Goku mastered Ultra Instinct in the new arc, and so did Vegeta master his, I believe they surpassed him. I don't think they'll turn on Beerus, but I believe if Beerus had a bad side that comes out of nowhere, I believe Goku and Vegeta could win. I could be wrong, especially Frieza now. Black Frieza, I believe he could be. I don't know. I believe those three can beat Beerus. I could be wrong though. Maybe Beerus has this untapped power that I haven't seen or heard from yet.
Two gods of destruction fought. They were capable.
Beerus is no joke. Don't get me wrong.
2 of these universes.
And since the shockwaves from their punches traveled across Universe 7 in seconds, they'd have to be hitting way faster than light.
Goku was tapping into his Super Saiyan God form for this, though clearly not at its full strength. While the exact multiplier for Super Saiyan Blue is unknown, Toriyama himself has directly compared it to the original Super Saiyan form.
And don't forget, Goku trained with Whis and fought in the tournament with Universe 6 before Zamasu caught up with him. So by that time, he was way stronger.
Here was a mortal with the powers of gods beyond even Zamasu's abilities. Someone who could bring his dreams to fruition.
So Sammy did what anyone would do in that situation. Kill his master to become the Supreme Kai, wish on the Super Dragon Balls to switch bodies with Goku, and kill every single mortal in the universe.
And thus the deity Zamasu became Goku Black.
Goku Black was cool, bro.
Please, Goku Black? You couldn't be more creative?
Now, you might be wondering, why didn't he just wish all the mortals dead? But that wouldn't be as fun, would it? Black's got all of Goku's strength and powers, but wielded by a genocidal maniac instead of that lovable goober of a monkey man.
And in keeping with Goku's Saiyan heritage and godly ki, Black can easily achieve the form of Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
But with a champagneful twist.
Super Saiyan Rose.
Rose? Really?
I love that pose when he does that.
Mom? Watch out before he unlocks Super Saiyan Live, Laugh, Love! He stole Goku's techniques too, like the instant transmission, where he focuses on a person's key signature to teleport to their location. He's even got the Black Kamehameha, which is a Kamehameha, but pink.
And with a Saiyan body, he gets stronger and stronger every time he almost dies. He just becomes harder and harder to kill.
Which really sucks for the rest of the universe, because Black is kinda like if Goku just snapped one day and used his powers to their full murderous potential.
Like the God Split Cut, where he surrounds his hands with a keyblade to slice you to ribbons.
Yeah, that
He
battle with
used
him and
this very
Vegeta was
technique
awesome.
to,
And Vegeta's speech as Vegeta
kill
was beating him
Goku's
down.
family.
He can even extend this Keyblade into a huge curved one called the Azure Dragon Sword, which, along with his Kamehameha, confirms my suspicions that Goku is colorblind.
Actually, Black's Azure Dragon Sword is named after a legendary weapon wielded by one of Earth's greatest warriors, the Desert Bandit Yamcha. Wait, what?
And he can make a scythe and slice open space-time itself to create a bunch of shadow clones.
Yeah, I mean, think
Black,
about it. When
not
you need
Crater Boy over
Zeno to
here,
fix
but his
things,
most dastardly weapon
he's
isn't
pretty
a key
dangerous.
technique at all.
Zeno
It's
obviously
the
can
time
just
ring he got
erase
from
out
his
all
dead
of it,
master.
but the fact you had to
Ring
call him
allowed
to
Black
stop Goku
travel
Black,
through time.
that's
and even
a
escape into
problem.
Future Trunks' alternate timeline, where he had free reign over the entire universe.
That's
And
why
let
I'm
him
wondering,
team
like,
up
how
with
could
his
Reverse
best bud,
Flash,
himself?
outside
Too
of
bad
just
Goku
reversing
and
time,
company
beat
showed up
him?
to spoil the fun. But wait, isn't Zamasu in Goku's body? How are there two Gokus? There's only one
'Cause, I mean,
Goku
he
in the
can't
multiverse,
use the Speed
right?
Force and
But
use that to his
Goku
advantage.
met Black before he met Zamasu, which means Black existed before Zamasu came up with the idea. And then they killed Zamasu before he could do it anyway, but
That was a
Goku
boss
Black
move
was
by
still
Beerus. He
around?
just sat there
What
and
the
did
hell is going
Hakai.
on?
That was
Sure, it's
sick.
a classic grandfather's paradox. The thing is, Black's time ring prevents him from being affected by alterations to his own personal timeline. So, killing him in the past doesn't change his future, and vice versa. He's almost impossible to kill because even if you do it at one point in time, he still exists at another point in time. And another, and another, and another, and another.
Oh god, I hate time travel. Black has crushed Saiyans like Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. Hell, even Vegito couldn't beat him. He even merged with the universe to become one
Wait a
with
minute. No.
everything. Like I said,
No. Vegito was winning. Let's make that clear. Vegito was winning, but then plot armor made them unfuse. But the only reason Zamasu was staying alive was because of his immortality. But Vegito was winning. So I don't agree with that last part. So he beat Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, but when Vegito came along, Vegito was winning. He did get some licks on Vegeta. I'm not gonna say that he didn't, but Vegito was winning until all of a sudden they unfused. You know, shout out to the plot armor.
major Final Fantasy villain vibes here.
It took Zeno, the Omni King, the most powerful being in all of creation, to step in and erase that entire timeline just to stop Black's rampage. How ironic. Zamasu's higher calling was the eradication of all mortal life in the universe, and he stole the strongest mortal's body to do it. But in the end, he was always doomed to fail. His
Whoever
quest
decided
for
the
power
whole,
meant nothing
Super
against the
Saiyan
being
Rose
that would
thing was-
always be stronger,
needs a
no matter
raise.
what he did or who he was.
And the universe ended up being destroyed anyway. It's like one big cosmic joke with no one left to laugh.
You've been running around making messes for too long, and now I'm going to choke the life from you. I can't wait to watch you die.
Barry Allen, The Flash.
This could be interesting. I was like, I could be wrong about Goku
in
Black.
history, an inspiration to many across time and
I know how
space.
powerful
And there's no better
Reverse Flash
example than
is,
his number one
and I'm about to
fan
learn
from the
even more about how
25th
powerful he is.
century, Eobard Thawne.
All right, Wiz, we've tackled a lot of stupid names for things in our years here at Death Battle, but I'm confident that Eobard
Like,
is
that's
the
speed,
dumbest
bro, when you get out of it, get to
first
another
name
dimension.
I've ever heard in my life. Eobard was completely obsessed with the Flash and dedicated his whole life to studying the Speed Force like a total nerd. Good luck to him, because there's no way he's figuring that shit out.
But Thawne's life irrevocably changed the day he discovered a time capsule from the 21st century. By some strange coincidence, it just so happened to contain Barry's costume.
It just
By
so
experimenting
happened.
on it, Thawne managed to replicate the Flash's powers, turning himself into a mirror of his idol.
And you can bet he totally crapped himself when Barry Senpai showed up in the future and took him under his wing. It was a dream come true.
Until Barry realized that Thawne had fabricated crimes in order to show up and save the day. Disgraced, Thawne promised to better himself before traveling to the past to prove his worth to his hero. to prove that their bond was special.
That's
Little
when
psycho
Thawne found
eyes.
out that Barry already had a best friend, and a family, and a life. Without him, he didn't matter. He wasn't special. He was just a nobody Barry tossed out in the trash and forgot about, like my Tinder dates do to me.
If only. When Thawne visited the Flash Museum in Barry's time, he discovered the secret identity to Flash's greatest enemy that in his future had been lost to time. The one Barry was fated to kill in battle. Eobard Thawne. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, ain't that a bitch? The shock drove Thawne mad. If he couldn't be Flash's best friend, he'd be his greatest enemy. And I guess also ensure his own future death.
He would travel from the future to terrorize the Flash family in the past. Revenge in reverse. He'd become the Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash? We're really setting the world on fire with these names today, huh, Wiz?
Thawne draws his powers from the negative Speed Force, which he generates with every step he takes, just like Barry does with the regular Speed Force. The negative Speed Force gives Thawne access to many of the Flash's powers, including his mind-bending super speed, enough to travel all across time and space in days. He can keep up with and surpass other speedsters like Barry and Wally.
Who once
Yeah, I ain't
ran
gonna front.
fast
Instant
enough to cross
transmission
the
probably would
universe
not work
faster
against
than
the
two
Speed Force
gods who
here.
could teleport.
Yes,
Wally
instant
even beat
transmission
himself
does
in a race,
send you
and
to a
Barry
different
admitted Thawne
dimension,
was
but
still
I don't think
faster
nothing
than
near
that.
as fast
Wait just
as
a
this.
second, he beat himself? That doesn't even make sense.
But unlike Barry and Wally, Thawne applies his powers more catastrophically, using them to their full potential without any care for collateral. Take, for instance, his ability to vibrate himself through solid objects.
Objects like, say, vital organs. And if he did, he'd scramble their molecules, causing instant death. Thawne did just that to Barry's wife, Iris, and Barry did not appreciate it.
Thawne's vibrations are so powerful, he can even produce a counterforce that can reverse the destruction of the entire universe.
Pretty crazy sounding.
That's
but even
powerful. That's what I'm saying. I could be
speedsters
wrong
like
with the whole
Jenny
Goku
Ogden
Black
can do
thing.
the same kind of thing.
We'll see.
And when Barry and Wally raced each other, they were tearing up the entire multiverse.
Thawne can create shockwaves with a snap, phase into your body and possess you, and even speak at such high speeds that
I
you'll
didn't know
hear
that.
his words
Wow,
as
okay.
though they were your own thoughts. And instead of stealing your speed like other Flashes, he can steal your time.
Yeah, Thawne can yoink decades from your life and age
Wow.
you 80 years in just a few seconds.
I didn't-
Kinda
I
sounds
didn't
like
know
your
all
sex
that.
life, huh, Wiz?
But Thawne's greatest ability is his unmatched skill at time travel, and he uses this expertise to be as petty and cruel as humanly possible.
Thawne wasn't a dummy. He knew that if he went back in time to kill Barry before he got his powers, he'd erase himself from the time stream too. So instead, he'd just make Barry's life suck as hard as he could, push him down some stairs, retcon his best friend from history, kill his mom. He even told Barry he'd go back in time and adopt him as his own son. Dude, what the fuck?
That's
That's-
another
this
big
dude's
difference between
bad.
Thawne and Barry. Whereas Barry only went back in time to save his mother's life, Thawne often went back in time to try to fix his own mediocre life. He killed his more successful younger brother, his career rival at the Flash Museum, and
Goodness
every
gracious.
single boyfriend his crush had until there was no one left but him.
And when she still rejected him, he went back in time again and made her an invalid for the rest of her life. Jesus Christ!
This dude,
guy's
bro.
a monster.
My goodness.
But wait, Wiz,
You know
that's
he's-
impossible. Grandpappy
This dude got rid
Paradox
of
or
all the
whatever.
love
If he went
interests,
back in
and she
time to
still
kill
ain't
someone,
interested.
They'd be dead in the future, which means.
Which means he'd never know them and want to go back in time in the first place, right?
Wiz, maybe time is a construct with no legitimate unit of measurement other than the meager attempts man has made to understand the incomprehensible world around him.
Well, actually, Thawne was just inside the time stream when Barry initiated Flashpoint, which rewrote the universe while Thawne was technically disconnected from it. So, Thawne essentially broke. Literally, figuratively, mentally, physically, temporally.
Or maybe he just hated Barry so much it defied the laws of time itself. Whoa!
More specifically, he became a living paradox, a being without a past or future, literally without continuity. Not only did this mean he'd be unaffected by
I ain't gonna
changes to his
front. In the
past,
Flash
it
movie,
made
this
him
is what I was hoping to
effectively
see was a
immortal.
reverse
Stabbed in the
Flash.
chest by evil Batman.
I know they had like
Terrorized by
a
Iris
type
and some
of
sweet,
villain
sweet
Flash
payback.
in the movie,
Or
but it
getting
wasn't
Dr.
him.
Manhattaned by the big blue god dong himself. Thawne was always reborn.
Wait,
unable
what
to
happened
stay
with Dr.
dead.
Manhattan?
vaporized by Iris in some sweet, sweet payback, or getting Dr. Manhattaned by the big blue god dong himself, Thawne was always reborn, unable to stay dead.
But more than anything, it made him immune from consequences.
Barry, if a sun to the face can't take him down.
But he doesn't hate Barry. All of his schemes, all of his machinations, all of his insane timeline-shattering threats, all of it was because it was the only way he could think of to spend time with his hero.
That's really sad.
I didn't know
His
that.
costume
I didn't
says
know
it
he
all.
had this fascination
He never
with
intended
the
to be
Flash.
the Reverse Flash. He wanted
Not
to be
in this
the
sense, like
Kid
he was a
Flash.
fan.
All Thawne ever really desired was to be by Barry's side.
In the end, though, goody little Two Shoes Barry forgave him, and then vibrated away his living paradox powers, erasing him from existence.
Though not entirely. Barry didn't kill Thawne, he reset his timeline, removing the one thing driving his hatred, his relationship with Barry. Without that, Thawne was a normal, happy Flash fan once again.
It's Comics Wiz, he'll be back. And when he does, there'll be no running. He'll always be faster. He'll
That
always
was a good
catch
movie.
you.
That was
And
a really good
time
movie.
Is always on his side.
Still think you can take me? Even death can't catch me.
It was me, Barry. I was the one who...
Here we go.
Mortals, sinners, prepare for divine justice!
Dang. Well, he would do something like that.
Oops.
Hand-to-hand combat, Goku Black wins that any day, but this is about the speed. Oh my goodness, bro. Yeah, I mean, Goku Black can't beat him if he can't hit him.
Stand still and face your judgment, mortal!
Okay.
See, right there, he could have just snapped the neck.
Is it not beautiful?
See, that right there should have killed him, in my opinion. The power scale, strength-wise, is unmatched between him and... Hold up. Oh, that's sick.
Incoming genius. I'll end this fight before it even began. Death in reverse.
Magnificent! Mortals, sinners,
They went bad.
prepare for divine.
Oh, wow. But he can come back too. This is the thing.
Why aren't you dead?
This is how... Wait, hold on. They just keep coming back though. So who loses this? It's interesting. Oh wow.
To stand atop all things and look down upon creation itself. That is the work of a god!
Empty threats to a living paradox.
How truly foolish.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Is that important?
Does need that. Uh-oh. I totally forgot about just taking that ring off.
How fun.
I totally forgot about that. So yeah,
We've sent enough
I was
people to
wrong.
that sun, we really should have a timeshare.
This was a fairly tricky matchup to figure out, least of all for their incredible levels of power.
Black could destroy a universe like ours at least 660 times over. I mean, a punch at least as big as a star is really badass, but that's in another league.
However, there was a lot more to cover than just how many stars or universes they could blow up. At their peak, both Goku Black and Reverse Flash were so impressive they were removed from time itself, becoming living paradoxes, making any attempt to kill either of them meaningless.
Stupid time travel.
It's difficult to determine who would figure out a counter to this temporal invincibility first, but it would most likely rely on a combination of speed and smarts.
As far as speed goes, it's no surprise Thawne definitely had the edge. Yeah, Black's attacks could reach speeds quintillions of times faster than light, but Thawne is a Flash.
Even early in his career as a member of the Flash family, Wally West could reach speeds that were impossible to comprehend and calculate.
Yeah,
there
it's
are
insane.
numerous examples of this for multiple iterations of the Flash, many of whom Thawne was clearly equal to.
Plus, he's kind of an expert when it comes to timey-wimey bullshit.
And he could likely overpower Black and destroy said time ring too. After all, Thawne once generated enough energy to counter the destruction of the entire DC universe, which is
That's
stated
crazy.
in comics to be at least 100 trillion light years in diameter. That's over 1 billion times larger than our own universe, and over 70 million times larger than Dragon Ball's Universe 7.
It's sort of impossible to lock down the exact limits of Goku Black's upper strength without getting into lots of assumptions and guesswork. He's obviously stronger than Goku was when he clashed with Beerus, but even being super generous with training and power boosts and multipliers, the gap here is way too wide to be able to just assume Goku Black could match this level of power. The DC universe is just too big. And remember, Barry and Wally's race almost ripped apart the entire DC multiverse.
It's also important to stress that Goku Black is not Goku. Goku's drive and willpower can push through even the most absurd limits to potentially match higher levels of power. Zamasu took Goku's body because he's more than willing to take shortcuts. It's an entirely different mindset.
Yeah, and once he took care of that time ring, Reverse Flash
totally
had a lot
forgot
more
about that
options
ring.
than just overpowering Black. With that super speed, he could pretty easily scramble Black's insides or age him to death with a touch. Zamasu may have been a deity even without the time ring, but Goku's body is mortal with a limited range of age. Might have really screwed yourself with that one, huh, Zam Zam?
Goku Black was a nightmarish foe, but Thawne's experience with time travel, ridiculous levels of hacks, and frankly impossible speed gave him the means to take the win.
This fight was definitely not sunderwhelming.
The winner is the Reverse Flash.
All right. Well, I mean, I love both characters, so it doesn't matter. That was wrong, but thinking about that when they broke down Reverse Flash, I was like, okay, yeah, he would have an edge. And then that ring alone, yeah, if you remove that, that's a good point. Really good point. And even though Goku Black is stronger, like I said, with so many of them in different timelines, universe, all that stuff, you kill one, another one's coming right back. So yeah, all right, it makes sense. But let me know who y'all thought in the comments below. I chose Goku Black. He's still my second favorite character in the whole universe, in all Dragon Ball. But yeah, Reverse Flash, he's up there though. He was always cool. I was hoping in the Flash movie he was going to be in it, and he wasn't. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll check you later.